Alright, Phil, here is the back of my tank. I'm showing you some bulkheads here. This bulkhead, you can notice the back of the bulkhead is right here. It's black, and then the purple bushing, what is actually purple because of the purple pipe cleaner that's on it, is glued onto the outer side of the bushing, right? And then the 90-degree elbow or street elbow is glued onto the bushing, and it's like that for all three of my pipes. Again, here is, let me zoom in some more. Here is the back of my bulkhead. I cut it about, it was, the bulkhead actually extended out all the way to maybe about here, and I cut it to about here, and then the bulkhead, the bushing slips over it. I glue it on, and then I slip on my elbow. So this is how I have it set up, for all three of my pipes. For my main flow, what I did, I just used a regular elbow. If you noticed, I don't have these upward. In the bean animal, it shows you use street elbows. You put on a cap. For this one, you really need to have it, because you need your ear hose here to be above the water line. So if anything happens where the first elbow gets clogged, which is over here, then this guy's going to take over. Because if this guy gets clogged, then the water level is going to rise up and cover the end of my black tubing here, and it's going to create a full siphon on this guy here. And if he gets clogged, then my emergency takes over. So for all intents and purposes, this guy is handling 90% of the water, this guy about the remaining 10%. The end of this hose is out of the water right here. If it gets covered, it cuts off the air being pulled in, and it creates a full siphon for the second one. So just going back to the back of my tank again, here is my back of my bulkhead. I actually cut it so the purple bushing, well, it's purple now because it's covered with the pipe cleaner, is glued over it, and then the bushing is then cleaned, and then I glue on my elbow. So that's it for the back of the tank with the bushing, the bulkhead, and the 90-degree elbow. I'm going to take you down now to the rock work. Looking from the side, let me just move my glass cleaner out of the way. You can see that the overflow box provides support for my rock work. So here's the bottom of my overflow box. The rock work pretty much leans against the base of my overflow box. And if you look straight down, you can see the back of my tank. Nothing is resting on the back of my tank, providing that rock all the way down the other side. That's the rock I'm talking about. I'll go on to the other side so I can show you. That's the rock that I was telling you about that actually is wedged to the back of the tank, that provides support for the other rocks so they all don't fall backwards. So my rock work, you can notice it tends to lean a little to the left towards the back of the tank so they don't topple forward this way. So again, you can see clearly straight across the back of my tank. There's nothing there. There's a space between the back of the tank and my rock work. Coming around to the front, you'll see along the base, my rocks are propped up off the sand bed all along the bottom. You can see there's spaces there all along the bottom, straight across. There's no rocks sitting, flush against the sand bed, and I did that purposefully so I can get flow, and it also provides a place for the fishes to hide and feel comfortable. So you can see the fishes, sliding in and out of the rock work, along the base. Moving around to the other side of the tank, Wanted to show you the rock work here. Now we're looking on the other side. So there is, here is that rock I was telling you about. It's right, oh, where it is. It's right there. It's actually sitting wedged against the back of the tank, and it's used to provide support for the rock work on this side of the tank. Let me just zoom out a bit so you can look straight down. You can see all the way across to the back of my tank. There's actually two snails right there on the back glass there. So my sand bed, looking straight up, come further up, you can see my overflow box there off into the distance. It's actually providing support for the rocks on that side, and then this rock right here is providing support for the rocks on this side. So that's the only rock that is touching the back glass, and it's actually providing support. You notice how my rocks tend to lean a little bit to my right so they don't fall forward. They're not glued together like I said. They're stacked in such a way that they won't topple. I have rocks, base rocks down here that provide support, and I lift up my main rocks off the sand bed. So Phil, that's it in a nutshell in terms of the bulkhead, the slip bushing, the elbows, the rocks off the sand bed, and how my rocks are stacked, in my tank. Okay, so I'll send you this right now so you can see how this is currently set up in terms of my rock work. Alrighty.